Okay, so once you pay your application fee and you get your offer letter to your desired course, you will incur the biggest expense of studying in Canada, and that is the this is the amount that you need to have in your bank account in India if you are planning to come to Canada and study here as an international student. What's up YouTube, it's Shivansh here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. You know, when I first decided to move to Canada and study here as an international student, I had no idea about how much will it actually cost me to study in Canada. I knew that I would have to pay my college fees and that would be a big expense. But other than that, I had no clue about small little things that I had to pay for once I actually came to Canada or once I was actually applying to study in Canada. There were these small things like your IELTS exam cost or your immigration medical examination cost and a lot of other similar things that you have to pay for, and the cost of all these things eventually adds up, and it's always better to prepare for it in advance if you already know that you have to pay for it for sure sometime in the future. So I have decided to make this video for you, and by the end of this video you will get a clear idea about exactly how much money you need to have in your bank account if you are planning to study in Canada, and what are all the different costs that are associated with studying abroad, specifically if you are planning to study in Canada as an international student. So as always, this video is going to be super useful for you guys, so make sure to watch this video till the very end. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because it gives me the motivation to create more such videos for you, and your support goes a long way. So with that being said, let's start this video. So as soon as you decide that you want to study in Canada, the very first thing that you will have to pay for is your IELTS exam. Now, if you are from India or from any other country where English is not your first language, then most likely you will have to give an English language test, which could be IELTS or TOEFL. You cannot really skip this exam because it is a requirement by most of the colleges and universities in Canada. And the cost of the IELTS exam is about 15,000 rupees in India, and it's about $300 in Canada. Please keep in mind that this does not include any coaching that you might want to take if you want to prepare for your IELTS exam. All that coaching fees will be extra and overhead on top of this regular fees. This is just the fees for the IELTS exam itself. So once you are done with your IELTS exam, you can start applying to colleges and universities, and that's exactly when you will incur your second type of fees. So most colleges and universities in Canada charge you an application fee if you want to apply for a program or if you want to enroll in a specific course. Now this application fee can depend on a lot of factors, such as which exact course you are choosing, whether it's a bachelor's or a master's course, whether you're choosing a university or a college, or which specific university or college you're choosing, etc. Now this application fee ranges from $100 to $150 if you are planning to apply to a college, but if you are planning to apply to a university, then this fee can cost you up to $300 for the top universities in Canada. But the good news is that some colleges allow you to pay for multiple courses with the same application fee. So for example, if you're applying to business management or architectural technology or some other course, then some colleges will only take one application fee for all these courses that you are applying to. Also, you might not always have to pay for an application fee, because sometimes colleges and universities waive off their application fee for certain specific courses, so it's best to check with them. Okay, so once you pay your application fee and you get your offer letter to your desired course and you're just ready to finalize your move to Canada, you will incur the biggest expense of studying in Canada, and that is the first year tuition fee of your course. Now this cost can range from $15,000 all the way up to $60,000 depending on a lot of factors, such as the exact course you choose, whether it's a degree or a diploma, whether you're going for a college or a university, etc. Now generally diplomas cost around $15,000 to $25,000 per year, and degrees are usually more expensive and they can cost you from $30,000 to $50,000 per year. Now this will depend a lot on the exact course you choose. For example, if you choose to do an MBA from a top university such as University of Toronto, then the cost of an MBA can be around $60,000 per year. So the bottom line here is that the cost of your course can be more or less than this depending on what exactly you choose. Also, I have a detailed video on my YouTube channel about whether you should choose a degree or a diploma course in Canada, and if you are confused about this topic, then make sure to check it out. It will clear all your doubts. So once you are done with your biggest expense, which is your college fees, and it's time to apply for your study permit, that's when you will incur the second biggest or the third biggest expense, which is the GIC money. Now, if you want to study in Canada as an international student, then the government of Canada wants you to open up a GIC account and submit $10,000 in it. Now, the GIC might look like an expense to you at first, but actually it is not really an expense, because you are just giving your $10,000 to the government of Canada as a guarantee that you will be able to manage your expenses at least in the first year of you coming to Canada. So you can think of a GIC as a fixed deposit that you make with the Canadian government, and they will just return a portion of that $10,000 to you every single month for your monthly expenses. But since you will have to pay the $10,000 upfront in the very beginning when you're just about to apply for your study permit or your study visa, so that's why I'm including the GIC amount here, because you will have to pay it anyway if you are planning to come to Canada and study as an international student. Okay, so after paying your college fees and your GIC, there are some additional expenses that you have to keep in mind when you are actually about to submit your visa application or your study permit application. And the very first expense is that of your study permit application fee, and that costs around $150 as of right now. And in addition to that, you also have to pay $85 for your biometrics. Now, after you submit your study permit application, the government of Canada will ask you to go for your immigration medical examination. Now, for your medical exam, you will also have to pay some amount for your blood test and your x-ray. So that will cost you around $150 to $300 depending on your age and your health condition. But for most of you, it's going to be around $150 or 9,000 rupees in India. Now, this next one is a very important expense that a lot of people either ignore or forget to include in their calculation for how much will it cost to study in Canada, and that is your flight to Canada. Now, a one-way flight from India to Canada can cost you around $800 to $2,000, which is definitely very expensive. Now, it has become more expensive because of the rising demand of air travel, the increasing fuel prices, and also because there are not too many flights that are operating. So because of all this, make sure to keep aside at least $1,500 to $2,000 for your air travel to Canada, and also try to book your tickets in advance so that you can get a better price. Now, this next one is also very important. If you will be traveling to Canada for the very first time, then I would suggest you to bring at least $1,000 in cash with yourself so that you can manage your expenses in your first month once you come to Canada. Because in your first month in Canada, you will have to buy a mattress or some furniture, or you might have to buy your winter jacket, etc. So it is always better to have at least some cash with yourself in your first month in Canada for any such urgent or emergency expenses. So after paying for all these expenses, you will finally arrive in Canada, and that's when you will start incurring your final expense, which is your monthly living expenses once you move to Canada. So as an international student in Canada, your monthly living expenses will be about $1,000 per month, and this will include your rent, your utilities, your food, and any other expenses that you can think of. Now, of course, this can be a lot more than this depending on your spending habits or depending on your situation, but approximately it should be around $1,000 per month for an international student. So in total, in your first year as an international student in Canada, you can expect to spend about $12,000 in your living expenses. And also, if you want to know how did I come up with this $1,000 per month number, then make sure to watch my video on monthly expenses of international students in Canada. It will give you exactly the information that you need about how much you will spend and how to manage your expenses once you move to Canada. Okay, so let's try to sum it all up now. So let's see. First, you will have to pay about $300 for your IELTS exam, about $150 for your application fee, and let's say you're planning to do a diploma course that costs about $20,000 per year, so there's $20,000 for that, and then there is $10,000 for your GIC and approximately $385 for your study permit application, biometrics, and also your immigration medical exam. Add about $1,500 for your flight tickets, an additional $1,000 for your emergency expenses, and about $12,000 per year for your living expenses. So that comes out to be around $45,000 per year, which is definitely quite a lot, and you should certainly start preparing in advance if you are planning to come and study in Canada. Now let's also remove $10,000 from this amount, because technically you can pay for your monthly expenses through your GIC. So after removing $10,000, it comes out to be around $35,000 per year, or approximately 21 lakh rupees in Indian currency. So this is the amount that you need to have in your bank account in India if you are planning to come to Canada and study here as an international student. Now this $35,000 or 21 lakh rupees is definitely a conservative number. It can certainly be more or less than this depending on your situation and your spending habits. So make sure to plan accordingly. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys found this video to be useful. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to watch more such videos about studying and working in Canada. And if you have any questions or comments, then make sure to comment below, or you can also reach out to me on Instagram at Singla119 and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then,